Welcome to Bon Jovi Discussions. Today I have my buddy Rafael. Now, I'm not going to be able to pronounce what city and stuff he's from, but I will say he is from Mexico. He told me a little bit ago where he's from, and it rolled off right off his tongue. So, buddy, you tell me where you from.
Yeah, hi Jerry. Well, my name is Rafael Mirabete. I'm from Mexico, Alvarado, Veracruz, Mexico,
See,
a
it rolls
small
right off the
town,
tongue there.
a small town here in the coast of the Atlantic in the Gulf of Mexico.
Nice.
And I'm a huge fan of Bon Jovi
Me too.
since I was 9, 10 years old.
Nice. Well, so that brings me to my first question to you. How'd you become a Bon Jovi fan at the age of 9?
I began listening to rock music, at first Mexican rock, and then I started listening English rock, uh, because that was the music that my cousins used to listen.
Okay.
So I started listening Aerosmith, U2, Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and then Bon Jovi. So Bon Jovi uh, liked me a lot because they have this strategy of making ballads in Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
So
Comedy Roses.
yeah, Bed of Roses, Cama de Rosas, and then they connected this way with a new generation of fans.
Yeah. So what era did you become a fan then?
When I became an absolutely fan was in the These Days era.
These days? Okay.
Yes, These Days was my first Bon Jovi CD.
Wow. A great way to start, let me tell you. So what's your favorite Bon Jovi song?
My favorite Bon Jovi song is Wanted Dead or Alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like the classics. I like the 90s. I like the third chapter of the band.
Yeah.
I like
That's
it. I
awesome.
like it a lot. I can find in Bon Jovi the soundtrack of my life.
Yep. I hear you, brother, loud and clear. Well, let's get right into our topic today. This is gonna be a really fun one. You picked this topic. So we are going to talk about now. You'll probably be able to pronounce this better than I can, but we're going to talk about the Guadalajara.
Guadalajara.
So long story short, the final two Mexico shows that which
Oh
concluded
yeah,
the New Jersey tour in
yeah.
1990. But
That
so
that
so a
that.
little background for people that are listening right now. So the New Jersey tour was about 250 shows. It was a 16-month tour that went over about 20 or something countries. It was a very grueling tour for the band, and we'll talk about that here shortly.
Yeah.
So the tour ended in February 1990, and the last two shows were in however you pronounce that again.
Guadalajara.
Um, on February 16th and February 17th.
Yes.
Now we'll get into this here in just a second. Actually, I might as well just get into it now. So it was called the FEG, the Federation D S. Do you know how to pronounce? My,
The Fe- the Federation of Students of Guadalajara.
yeah,
Yes. It,
I'm gonna learn Spanish by the end of this episode. But this group was opposed to the concert, claiming that it harmed the university's community interest, and they started riots at the facility and blocked fans from being able to come. So the February 16th show wasn't able to happen.
yeah.
So the police came in and authorities. And so what the band did on the 17th, they were very close to just calling it quits. But what
Yeah.
they did was I think they did like an 11 o'clock show, and then they did a 8 o'clock show that
Yeah.
night, just two shows in one day, and that concluded the tour.
Yeah. That shows are in the history of the rock concerts in Mexico, because the context was was a little complex for rock music in Mexico on
Yeah.
those years. Uh, in 1972, there was a big concert in the area of Mexico Valley, and it was out of control. So the government banned the rock in the capital, and then uh, the important rock bands didn't come to Mexico, or they went to any other small city near, uh, and the capital uh, didn't have this kind of show. So when these concerts were announced in Guadalajara, the people from Mexico City made this trip to Guadalajara, and this federation tried to block the access because they were mad about the use of the facilities of the University of Guadalajara
Rock show.
for this show, because they say the university is not a circus. That was the argument. So, and then the chaos came to this show on February 16th. The police has to intervene here. Uh, People stole Coca-Cola buses. Yeah, it was a total chaos. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
because
yeah, tell me.
yeah, no, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead, finish what you were saying.
And, the solution that John and Doug McGee took this in this moment was, okay, we're gonna make two shows tomorrow to our people, and this is when John said that lines that put me in my back and take me home. This is where the tour ended, and
Yep.
the rest of the story.
Right. And some of this footage too, you can find in Access All Areas as well, which is probably the greatest Bon Jovi documentary that we've ever seen. It followed the band through some of the New Jersey tour. So yes, let's talk about the New Jersey tour just because we're on that subject. So obviously, the band, formed in '83. They had debut in 7800, and it barely made a dent. But they were up and coming. Then Slippery, they broke huge. But what I love about the New Jersey era was that they had to go into that studio to make it an even bigger album than Slippery to prove they weren't one hit wonders. And damn, they hit it out of the park. Five huge hits. And then so accompanying the album was this huge tour, even bigger than the Slippery tour. And like I said, it was a 16-month tour uh, in over 20 countries,
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
250 shows. And so what's amazing about this was that, that even Doc and, the team were trying to get the band to do even more shows than that. But so these last two shows, it's kind of silly that a problem just arises on their last two shows of probably their biggest, one of their biggest tours. Um, but if you watch footage of those two shows, they're incredible. And what's so great about the Slippery New Jersey tour is that, or I guess the whole '80s era, is that they really became tight as a band, right on point. Their chemistry blended so well. And even these two shows, they were just so burnt out and worn out, and they were just kind of like on autopilot. But if you watch some of the footage, you can find on YouTube, you can find on Backstage with Bon Jovi, they're at the top of their games. You couldn't even tell that they're worn out, you know? So I just think that's pretty incredible.
yeah. They, I think they're incredible performers. Uh, they're professionals,
Yep,
so
exactly.
they gave it all to the audience with these
Yep,
shows. And maybe we as audience we don't know what they're living at that moment. So, and then without these two shows, when everything broke up, maybe we have we could have lost the rest of the story. No,
Yeah.
they broke up. Then came Rise of Glory, Richie solo album, and then, how John says, the second chapter of the band.
Yep.
Keep the faith.
Yep.
The
Exactly.
wild 90s.
Yeah. And they were for sure going to avoid Mexico during the Keep the Faith tour. Because correct me if I'm wrong here, buddy, but I think they went into Mexico during These Days tour.
Yes.
John went there for Destination Anywhere. Band went to Mexico City for One Wild Night tour.
Yeah, on the tour.
2010 for the Circle
Yeah.
tour, and then 2013 for Because We Can.
Yes. Those were those are all the concerts that Bon
Yeah.
Jovi had in Mexico. I went to the 2010 the Circle Tour. Amazing night. There's a big rain that night in Mexico City, but
Didn't
then we
they?
I were there. That was there.
Yeah, they did a. I'm trying. Was what do you? They did like a special live video of what do you got? Was that at? I thought that was Mexico City, wasn't it?
What do you got?
Maybe
The
not. I'm
premiere
thinking
of the song.
they did like a special taping of what do you got live, and it got put
Oh,
on the
special
band's
tape.
site. And yeah, I'm trying to remember
Uh,
what city that it wasn't Mexico.
no, from Mexico.
It,
I don't
I'm drawing a
remember
blank
any.
on it. It was overseas. But let's talk about the set list real quick too for these 1990s shows. So the earlier set, the 11:30 set, was actually a little shorter. So they opened up with Lay Your Hands on Me, I Die for You, Wild in the Streets, Bad Name, uh, Fever cover, Born to Be My Baby, Living in Sin, Boys Are Back in Town cover, Blood on Blood, Prayer, Runaway, Wanted, and Bad Medicine. And they didn't even do an encore. They just kind of did it back to back to back.
Yeah,
Uh, and then the second night, or not the second night, but the second show that
so
day was a little bit longer. They had an encore. Lay Your Hands on Me, I Die for You, Out in the Streets, Bad Name, Fever cover, Born to Be My Baby. Then they added some new songs to the set list that they didn't do earlier. Let It Rock and I'll Be There for You. Then they went back to the earlier set list, Blood on Blood, Prayer. Then they did Tokyo Road, Runaway, and then for the encore, I thought this was kind of cool. They opened up the encore with Love for Sale.
of the
And then they
sale.
did Wanted and Bad Medicine. But Love for Sale, that's pretty cool for I'd like to see that return as even on
I,
anywhere on the set list.
I really like Love for Sale because well, the first time I listened the New Jersey album was in 1980, 1998.
Yeah,
Yeah, that I was a kid. So I really like that song because the context, you know, like a
yeah.
party, like an unplug, like
Hmm.
that feeling. I really like that a lot. So
Yeah. Good
and
fun rock songs.
yeah. Good rock, classic rock and roll song.
Yeah. Then you have songs that had true depth to it, like, Living in Sin. Blood on Blood I would classify as well. Wild as the Wind, I'll Be There for You, Stick to Your Guns. But I like the other ones, are just really fun sing-along rock songs. But with Love for Sale, it's a fantastic way to end the album. It's fun and it just seems like as it was, just them in a circle and just playing and just and recording just like that. I thought it was
And the
pretty cool.
record and go home.
Yeah.
That's the message I
I tell you, one of those songs that I've absolutely, when I was a kid, I probably wasn't too crazy about 99 in the Shade. But man, let me tell you, I love 99 in the Shade.
yeah,
It
I love
is,
it too.
especially in the summertime, you roll your windows down, you drive, and you just blare that song. Man, it feels so good.
Yeah, man. When I listen 99 in the Shade, I think like I'm going to the beach a Friday night. I'm going for party and fun.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
That's the vibe of that song.
Yep. Absolutely. Was there anything else that you wanted to say about these two 1990 shows before we conclude?
Well, I was too young. I only
Yeah,
know them by YouTube and all
yeah,
this history I've read about Bon Jovi. But these two shows were the confirmation of Bon Jovi as an international band here in
yeah,
Mexico. Then, when they returned in 1995, they came as a big rock stars, and the rest is history.
yeah,
In 2001, they were absolutely legends, and the 2010 and 2013 was completely nostalgia and the union of different
yeah.
generations of fans.
No more protests. No more
No more
riots.
protest. Bon Jovi in Mexico City
Yeah,
is it's a show that everybody loves. All the people that goes to Mexico City to watch Bon Jovi really love it. The first time I went in 2010, I was amazed of seeing uh, a mom of maybe 40 years and her daughter of 12 years old, and they were enjoying and singing and living this concert. So
yeah,
that's what the Bon Jovi music has in Mexico. No? Can join the family. My daughter has the same feeling for this
yeah.
music. She's
What's her
18.
favorite Bon Jovi song?
Living on a prayer.
Okay, you got
Yeah.
now. You got to do your job as a dad here.
Oh yeah.
Start showing her some deep tracks and some outtakes. Prayer, it's a great song, but you and I both know there's a lot
Yeah, no, we
deeper
know
cut there.
there's a lot of more
Yeah.
stuff. And when she was a baby, she liked a lot Born to Be My Baby.
Okay. That's a good one
But
too.
she grew up and the the Spotify, YouTube, so Living on a Prayer is the
Yeah.
number one. So she's still young, but she likes a lot and she likes other Bon Jovi songs too.
That's awesome. So, anyway, buddy, thank you for coming on. Stay on. I'm going to end the recording, but thank you for coming on today. I appreciate you being patient. I know you've been on the list for quite some time, and thankfully got you on. And we'll have you on again.
Thank you for this invitation. I'm grateful of being here. It's a dream come true. We have been talking for years for making this possible, and finally today it got possible.
Yep, and we'll do it again, buddy.
Thank you, Jerry.